AI agents' popularity has been exploding recently. You have probably heard about them and you're curious to learn how you can implement them into your business. You have used tools probably in the past like ChatGPT, Claude, or even notebook LLMs to provide summaries, edit your emails, or maybe answer your questions. But the real question remains, how can you take this powerful thing called AI and implement it into your day-to-day operations for maximum returns? In this video, you will learn how. First of all, you might say, Justus, I don't know how to code. And I will say that's okay, because in this video I will showcase how you can build a drag and drop automation with a platform called N8N. It is as simple as building Lego brick houses. Without further ado, let me showcase you the first automation I have for my business. So I have created this automation and I've created a fake marketing agency just for it to be easier to understand. So for example, my name is John. I am John and I work at Simpsonites, so it's just a Simpsons website I've taken from the internet, and we are interested in Facebook ads, SEO, and increasing amount of purchases. Let's click send and see what happens next. Okay, so first of all, we receive a Slack notification that draft for John with email john@simpsonitesmeme.us and message we're interested in. So basically the same message has been created. Then let's take a look at our drafts. So we have a new draft. So it does a couple of things. So before we dive into automation, let me showcase how this AI agent powerfully, implemented all the stuff I asked it to implement to generate this amazing email. So first of all, it started by gripping title. In this draft, it says that in the realm of custom art and personalized gifts, gaining a competitive edge. So basically, this is just like an ad or copy. Then it gives a testimonial, like an example from the actual client base. So I've asked AI to come up with a couple of testimonials. So the point is, it doesn't matter what this information is, it doesn't matter if you understand it, but it's taking the niche case studies, it's using the words of that niche, and if a person gets an email like this after filling out such a form, it feels really personal and professional because it is very polite, but at the same time teaching something and giving examples of case studies which already worked, for example, for this virtual agency. And this is a highly tailored email. You probably can see the power of this. Imagine you get not one inquiry, as we did for the testing purposes of this video, but like 1,000 a day, or like, 10,000 a month, or whatever. This can take care of it all and send highly personalized responses to the people inquiring. The way it works, it has this Google document, which involves personalized case studies. So basically, the way I asked ChatGPT to construct it was free small businesses, free medium-sized businesses, and free big businesses. So it identified on its own what kind of business is that. Also, it identified by interest. So for example, Facebook and Instagram ads, this is the first one. And as you can see, we have a lot of data here. And it basically matched to the best company out there, to provide the most relevant testimonial, because you can say that you have a lot of testimonials, but you can also provide customer with most, relevant one. So they feel as if you have taken the person by hand who is very similar to them and brought them to a successful outcome. So this is really powerful. The next thing it did was it created a draft for us. So it didn't send the email of its own. The point is that your team or you can review this email before sending, so everything is fine. We don't recommend sending emails automatically on their own. It's better to review before sending. It takes literally 10 seconds, but it, adds this effect of safety, because in our case, AI could write some gibberish and you could potentially lose a customer because of it. Most times it's good, but it's also always important to check if it says everything as you want to say. You can upgrade this email and then click send. As you've seen, this is not an automation. This is an AI agent, which took context, took some knowledge base, and implemented all that to best suit your needs and answer in a very professional and personalized way to a customer inquiry. But what is the difference between automations and AI agents? Most people think that AI agents are these things which, for example, take the weather and, send you an email with the weather with custom emoji. And most people think that that is an AI automation. Not even close, actually. Automations are little routines which follow a checklist. So if A happens, then B, if B happens, then C, if C happens, then D. It's very predictable, but not very interested in your context, in your emotion, and maybe in urgency. It just completes in a predispositioned way, and it does it the same way over and over again. AI, on the other hand, is an intelligent thing which can take context, take additional information, and based on that, every time craft personalized outcomes, choose personalized ways. So for example, you can give your AI agent multiple tools, and based on what it needs to do, it uses one of those tools, where in automation, you would need to specify it in a really detailed way how to do that, and each time the outcome would be the same. So with that out of the way, let's move further. Now, when we know the difference between AI agents and automations, let's dive deeper. Most people think AI agents are black magic, when in reality they consist of three simple parts. First part is the brain. It's the large language model you choose for your AI agent to operate with. It can be OpenAI's ChatGPT, it can be Anthropic's Claude, or Google's Gemini. It depends on what you need, and you choose your LLM accordingly. For example, Claude is usually better at writing code, while OpenAI, in my experience, is better at writing texts and being a better writer in general, while Gemini is a good researcher. So it's important to choose the AI agent in your AI automation based on your needs. The next important part of your AI agent is memory. It is a part which is responsible for remembering context, maybe some additional details, and maybe your requests. So for example, you have a prospect, you add a comment about it, and then you build up on your conversation. So when you ask AI agent to send an email, it knows more about prospect, it knows about prospect's preferences, and maybe even personalizes a response in a way that you couldn't even do. So this way you save all of your time because you didn't do that, you save a lot of energy, and you save a lot of money because outsourcing it also would be very expensive. So by providing relevant context, relevant memory to your AI agent, you make it a superpower. And third, and very important part, without which AI agent couldn't function, is tools. So think of tools like things which you would want to use if you would be doing the task yourself. But AI agent can also use tools. It can use Gmail API to send Gmail messages. It can use Calendar API to check whether you're busy or free. It can use Search API to check whether something new is going on in the world or isn't, and based on that, craft a personalized response. With all of those three things combined, you can build an AI agent. At this point of development, most people think that AI agents will replace jobs, when in reality they will just increase productivity. So for example, you can replace repetitive tasks in your business and focus on more high-level stuff. Now, when you know the components of the AI agent, specifically the brain, the memory, and the tools, we can proceed to showing you another example of how we would do a personal morning briefing agent. So the point of this agent is to send a personalized message like this. So if you look at my screen, it will say today's agenda, so when calls are happening, daily to-do list, and today's weather. So let's take a look at how it works. So if we execute it for testing purposes, it sends us a message. So my agenda for today, so scheduled calls, daily to-do list, and also it sends today's weather in Vilnius. How it works is that, first of all, it checks Google Calendar availability. So if we go there, you see that we have free calls from 2:15 to 3:15, from 3:30 to 4:30, and from 5 to 6. And it said those times. So 2:15, 3:30, at 5. So you know all your calls for today. The next thing it does is checks your to-do list. So in this Google Sheet, there are to-do lists for tomorrow and for today. So it doesn't take into account tomorrow's to-do list. It only takes into account today's to-do list. So as you can see, it's the same tasks as here. And then it has AI agent search for weather. So the way it works is that it generates this whole structure which we get here, and it also checks for weather by using Search API. So as you can see, this AI agent has all the necessary memory, all the necessary context. It has the brain, which in this case is OpenAI chat model, and it also has a tool. So this tool is search for weather. And last but not least, it posts that message to Slack. Also, it's important to aggregate each of these outputs so they are different, because otherwise they will be just outputted in one chunk and it will be hard for agent to process them, harder. It will take more resources, and yeah, so this is also chunked, so all these tasks. And this simple AI agent schedules every day at 7 a.m. So this way it can read your calendar, read your to-do list, and also check for Weber and send the summary to Slack. Now you're waking up like a CEO of your own life. What else can you build? Really, anything you put your mind to. If you have a strict process in which all the steps are pretty much repeatable and you need a bit of conscious decision from AI agent, you can do this easily because it can scale to infinity. As for example, I've shown in the customer support example, you can have this agent respond to interested customers on your behalf, or at least generate drafts, so your team doesn't need to spend time writing drafts but only reviewing those and sending those. You can also have other agents scheduling calls with people, summarizing those meeting notes, sending emails, automating voice AI receptions, whatever you need. So by building those agents, you save time, you save money, and you save resources, because those agents work without your intervention. They just keep you updated, for example, in Slack, and they also are pretty inexpensive to run compared to human costs to reproduce all of these results. If this video helped you see and get more clear understanding in the power of AI agents, please do leave a like, and if you have any questions, comment. Also subscribe, and if you're interested in having such automations for your business, you can contact me by the link in the description where we can schedule a call. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.